Congratulations on the Righteous Gemstone.
Thank you.
I'm very happy for you to keep on getting all the success you've been getting.
Oh, thank you so
We
much. Yes.
Yeah, last time we talked about how Jackie gave you in Devil's Cove gave you an opportunity to step out of yourself to play a
Yes.
character that's unlike you. Jodea got you to play a character that you connect with a little bit more.
Yes.
What about how about Gloria? What
Um,
about Gloria are you enjoying?
well, I mean, Gloria's an interesting one because she's very much in Baby Billy's shadow, which is not me at all. So that was a challenge. So I had to, and in season one, you see her, she's kind of the supportive wife. But season two, you see her, and clearly their marriage has gone downhill. And it's clear she's kind of resenting him now. And he's the very overbearing figure, but also the figure who kind of, he expects her to do everything, blames her for the fact their son can't speak. And yeah, you can see on her behalf that there's a lot of resentment there. So she's an interesting one because she does grow as a person. She's not the adoring wife anymore. She's someone who's probably a little bitter at the way her marriage has turned out.
Mhm. Um, Going back to Jodea, like Jodea, even though she is a little bit more of I would say a full character,
Yes.
uh, there's so many layers to her. Did you find yourself bringing some of that experience to the Righteous Gemstone?
Well, no, because Judea is very she's very full on and she's not submissive. Like even when she's messes up and she's kicked off set, she's still like, hey, don't, do I look like I'm at threat to security? Whereas Gloria very much takes a back step and she just lets baby Billy, you know, do everything and talk, and she's there supporting him, whatever he does, even though he does the wrong thing by selling the family land and stuff. She will support him. She's kind of happy to just be a wife, whereas Jodea's not. Jodea very much has to be, she's herself. She has to get out who she is. And also she also influences Zach. She's the one who says to him, you've got to start making, more of your passion movies. Stop doing what's commercial, follow your heart. So yeah, I think, yeah, so I think they're very different characters.
Um, your wardrobe for the Righteous Gemstone,
Oh
I
yes.
think it's amazingly cool.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about how that's made? Do you have any input in how your
No,
character
I
dresses?
I definitely would not have chosen that sweater for season two, that Christmas one. They tried so many cool outfits and that was when they went with us. Like, no. But I love, no, a lot of the ones I wore in season one, I loved, especially I loved the big denim dress that was so 80s. And yeah, there were some really cool ones there. I loved it. And I love the hair. I wish I could always have my hair like that. That was one thing I really, really enjoyed.
Um, like you said, Jess, she's very much 80s in this show.
Yes. Yes.
Is that something that you enjoy doing? Do you enjoy making a project that's a very much a timepiece?
Yeah, I gotta say, there's something with period pieces that is cool. I mean, in the 80s, the 80s are a period, with their own flair, the hair, the music. But I think, yeah, it's I definitely would love to do more period pieces. I haven't done enough. I would love to do more and even go, back way further than the 80s, do something from 100 years ago. I would love that. I think it's fascinating because times change and things that are okay to do now were not okay to do back then, and vice versa. And then, when you think if you do a period piece from say 50 years ago, it's going to be even more different. 100 years ago, it's going to be even more different. So it's very interesting. You get to study, you kind of have to do research and study what things were like at the time. I'm a big believer in it being legit. I don't like seeing movies that are period pieces and then someone in them says something that would only be said in the 21st century. That doesn't work for me. It kills the disbelief. Yeah.
Definitely. And as you're gaining success with the Righteous Gemstone, it's affecting the way introducing Judea is being seen. More people are getting exposed to it. How do you feel about that?
I love that. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for all the people who have been following me since they've seen the gemstones, and I've, been watching Judea, and a lot of them, and most of them, in fact, almost all of them have loved Judea because they like comedies, and then Judea is very much it is a comedy. It's a different kind of comedy to the Righteous Gemstones, but it's a comedy. It's a sit back, feel good movie.
Um, I think Introducing Julia is a fantastic comedy. It's
Oh,
very. I think it's your baby.
yes.
You really put a lot into this. Um, how what do you where do you hope it's going to go from here for Jodea?
Well, I'm really, I'm so grateful for the way it's been. I mean, we got two good distributors, which is fantastic. And we are online on iTunes, Amazon, all of the main platforms. And then the next step is we are going to be released internationally. It's just when they keep putting off the date. But yeah, so that's what I want to see happen next, is for it to be available everywhere, not just in the US and Canada. So, and it is going to happen. It's just, I don't know when. They said May, now then July, so hopefully it will happen this month. But yeah, so that's the ultimate next step, is to get it, and I just, what I just want to see happen is just for more and more people to see it and to enjoy it, because I think it's a movie that people need right now. We've had 2 years of COVID, enough bad stuff happening in the world. You just sometimes just need to see a happy movie to just relax and, you know, feel good about things.
So, in which ways are you connecting with Jodea? What about the Jodea character do you really connect with?
Right. I mean, I think definitely her determination to be, she has the passion for making movies, as do I. And and then but where she's more, that aspect I relate to a lot. Also, the fact she's very clumsy like I am. um and also, but where she has an innocence I don't have, though. Like, she will, like, march into the agent's office, which, most people know you don't do in Hollywood. So she has that innocence to her, and the sort of the gutsiness of, you spelt my name wrong, put me in your movie. And so, and that's not so much me. I mean, I think I'm gutsy in other ways, but not quite as blatant as her. She's very unsubtle. But yeah, but I do definitely, the determination, the and the wanting to do it, and the wanting to succeed, is definitely me.
Definitely, I think anybody who makes indie films is pretty gutsy and strong. Uh,
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean,
what
it's not history.
mhm, definitely. What's the obstacles in putting out a movie like Introducing Jodea that is not a cookie cutter Hollywood movie?
I mean, it's very, yeah, it's tough because, when you have no names, was the
Mhm,
first thing that people ask you is, who's in it? No, never heard of her. And it's so, that's the hardest thing. And so the best way to get around that is to do the film festival route.
mhm,
Um, and yeah, the main thing is, not having names attached does set you back a lot. It's also, theatrical release is kind of almost impossible unless you do what we do, which is we four-walled it. And we paid for it to have a theatrical release, which I'm glad we did, especially as it happened, especially as the Lamley theaters who screened it were wonderful, and they then let us use their virtual. They let us run for a month virtually, so across the country. So that was fantastic. Yeah, that, I mean, it is that's the main challenge, is just not having names attached, not having anyone known, and also, like, it's not a most low budget movies are like the horrors, the thrillers, and Jodea is not. Jodea is a romantic comedy, which again is like most romantic comedies almost always have big names attached to them. So that's also a challenge, is getting it out there. This is an indie movie that's a romantic comedy. So it kind of like didn't tick all the correct boxes. So when we got distribution, I was super amazed and happy. So you know, it was fantastic. But yeah, but those are the main things, which I think the main things you face when making an indie is if you don't have a name attached, it's just, yeah, it's just really, it's super hard.
So you've had both the theatrical release and a virtual release.
Yes.
How do you see the audience reacting to the different uh, yeah, with different ways it was released? Did it do better with a crowd in the big screen or virtually?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was never, I mean, we didn't do too badly with theater. We made a bit of money back. But I wasn't really there. I don't really want to sit there with. So you kind of, I mean, I got to see most of the feedback after the virtual screenings when people were leaving reviews, and most, you know, I mean, most of which were very positive. And But yeah, so it's just, it's hard to tell. I know probably would be a good idea to sit in and watch a screening and see how people reacted, but I think I'd be devastated if they walked out, you know. So it's just, it's one of those things. So yeah, I mean, I think definitely in today's world, you know, most screenings are now online, and that's where, you know, that's where most of the audience is. I mean, nowadays it really is only the big huge blockbusters that get the theatrical, unless you do what we did. Mm.
Um, how do you feel seeing yourself when you are in a project?
Mm. Watching myself on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. I mean, it's like watching Gemstones is funny because that I have no say in. And I mean, you know, but it's been fine. It's been good. I haven't like had any cringeworthy moments with my own stuff. I do have a say in it, which is good. And so it's kind of when I see some things which are just horrible, and I'll be like, no, you have to cut that scene. The acting is terrible, or use another take. But the advantages is, you know, you have more of a say in what takes are used. Um, and so, yeah, so by the time it's done, you're okay with it. I mean, there are always going to be scenes which you hate watching yourself in, but at the end of the day, you are kind of okay with most of how it's looking.
Where can people watch introducing Jodea right now?
Yep, sure. So it's on Amazon Prime, iTunes, Tubi TV, the paid YouTube channel, Google Plus. Basically, basically every online platform has it. In the US and Canada, we are having our international release. It's going to either be, I don't know, July, August, hopefully soon. That's what, you know. It keeps getting pushed back, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, once again, congratulations on everything. I really enjoyed talking to you every single time
You
we get to talk.
and I,
You are you are a
yeah.
great actress.
Thank you. And I really appreciate, you know, you supported me with Devil's Cove, you supported me with Jodea, and now with Gemstones and Judea. I appreciate it so much. You're wonderful. Thank you.